Greetings and welcome to our series of weekly devotionals. We're wrapping up today our look at a well-known passage in the first book of Kings, the famous story of Elijah and the widow of Zarephath in chapter 17 of that book. I remember an encounter I had with a homeless person many years ago. I had shown up for an afternoon of ministry. Folks were gathering to help to feed the homeless and to offer other support services. And, I felt good about being there, and other folks from the church were there and we were helping out, and, made me feel like I was really doing something worthwhile, that I was giving of myself. And at the end of this event, one of the homeless persons, he needed a lift back to his home. He lived along the Monocacy Creek in a tent, and it was a pretty far distance from where we were at the time. And so I volunteered. I said, sure, get in my car. I'll give you a ride. And that made me feel even better. I was giving even more of myself. Even after this event was over, I was continuing to give to this homeless person. But as we drove to his destination, we got to talking, and told me a little bit about his story and how he ended up homeless. And it occurred to me during our conversation that this guy was just like me. That he had a job, a wife and a family, a house, and a few unfortunate incidents had occurred in his life. And I thought, there, but for the grace of God go I. And he wasn't lazy or, addicted to drugs or anything like that. And I thought to myself after I said goodbye to him, dropped him off, what a gift that was, that understanding, that reality, that these people that I often sort of look down on and pity, they're just like me. And I thought in that encounter that this man had ended up giving to me far more than I had given to him. And certainly we see that in this encounter with Elijah and the widow of Zarephath. The opening of the passage says, "Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah, saying, Go now to Zarephath, which belongs to Sidon, and live there, for I have commanded a widow there to feed you." What a reversal. In the scriptures, in the Hebrew Bible, widows and orphans are the ones that the people of Israel are called to feed, to care for. But in this story, the widow is called to feed Elijah. And it reminds us that in the life that God calls us to live, God's presence is experienced in unlikely people, in unlikely places, not just in mountaintop moments and sacred spaces, but in ordinary people, in ordinary events, in ordinary elements like a jar of meal and a jug of oil. In these ordinary things, God's presence, God's glory is revealed. And it reminds us that in the life that God offers to us, we don't experience it just in special moments and with special people, but it is experienced in the everyday. Amen.